Today we're gonna be ripping some arrows for some tree saddles. Let's go.
Today, we are practicing perfect practice, separations in the preparation. And I plan on elk hunting every daylight, hour, minute, second that I can. And so one thing we're adding to the arsenal this year is we're gonna maybe utilize a saddle for water holes, wallows. If the elk aren't talking, we still have a tactic to deploy so that we're productive and we're taking advantage. Come along, it's perfect practice. Set these hills on fire. So pretty stoked anytime you can employ a new tactic for elk hunting. Historically, there's a lot of days when, especially early season, when the elk really aren't peak rutting quite yet. There's not a lot of daytime bugles. You might catch a couple in the morning, maybe evening, but they're transitioning early, and then especially in September, like a lot of times full moon, like this year it's gonna be around the 10th. Those elk may be in bed by the time it's legal shooting hours. And then what are you gonna do, especially if you can't locate them? But when you find good sign, or when you like study elk from afar and really start to pinpoint their behavior and semi-patterns, maybe you'll find like one particular saddle, no matter which way they go, they're gonna have to go through that saddle. And you understand it'd be cool to ambush them there, but the wind's never right because the elk seem to always travel with the wind in their nose. This tactic right here, we might try to employ this year. We reached out to Tether and said, hey, here's the deal, guys. Like, we've hunted whitetails quite a bit, but we're not into it like we are elk hunting. And how can we utilize some of that Midwest Eastern tactics in our elk hunting game and elevate?
The boys really want to whack some stuff out of a tree this year. The evolution of the spot they've been hunting. You want to give them the GPS coordinates where you guys hunt?
No, I don't even want to tell them what state it's in.
You guys are way too smart. One of the cool things about Dan is he's like an old codger, but he's not like an old codger with his hunting styles. So he will adapt, as he likes to say, like a chameleon. And I've watched him do that several times, which is pretty cool that he's been doing this thing as long as he has, and he's willing to try something brand new. Welcome to Dan's neighborhood, by the way, where there's always airplanes and trucks and trains. Buzzing our tower like we're not making a YouTube video. But we're gonna get this thing set up. You get to kind of learn as we learn. I've used one. I'll show you mine. I've used the Kestrel system. And so we have Kestrel and tethered, and we're gonna get up a tree, rip some extreme shots, and this kind of just like a day in the life getting ready for hunting season. One of the most beautiful times of the year is right around the corner. So these are the little crotch straps.
Bean smashers.
Yeah, the bean smashers. These are the ones you gotta be careful for.
Guys, what's up? So today is all about staying strapped or getting clapped. We are gonna clap an elk from a tree, maybe. The whole point of running basically a saddle system as an elk hunter for us is we needed the most lightest we could find. We worked with the guys at Tethered. They kind of helped us pick out some stuff, and here's the deal. I don't know if I'm gonna shoot an elk from a saddle, but I do know that it's often very productive if you find a high country wallow and you don't want to, if you find a really productive wallow and you don't want to go back to camp, or you don't want to like take a nap and you want to like hunt, why not get strapped up, go up in a tree, and you might shoot a bull that never knew you were there. So to me, this is just like trying to take advantage of every available hour, minute, second of daylight. And instead of just feeling sorry for yourself or taking a nap, why not just find a really productive game trail, go up it, midday madness. Tim brought his dogs here, and yeah.
So you got two. This looks like solid aluminum. This is machined. This one definitely feels lighter, but I like that they're like dogs on a chainsaw. These look like they're a little bigger, so we're going with this guy.
For the mountain.
Yeah. You have some adjustment here when you get into the tree. You got...
This is your comfort.
Yep.
Comfort settings. You got 4.
Let's just pretend I'm up in the tree. Let's adjust this nice and tight. I'm sitting here like this. This is where you're hanging from. So you can adjust this guy like that. Adjust this guy like that. So you're like reclining more. This is your climbing rope. This is your safety rope. So and this is gonna go to here. That's gonna get hooked on. So as you're climbing, this is gonna get adjusted You'll take this off and go around a branch, around a Y. You're always going to have one rope connected. This is going to adjust. You're going to climb, take this off, move this up. So you're just transferring the rope as you go up. Okay, so you have these teeth. That's what catches the rope. If you have this on the wrong way, like so, and you fall, it just slides. That is not what you want.
Do you feel bark? Yeah. Holy crap, there's Tim Connor. Just saddling up like a Midwest boy that he is.
Don't be showing off my beans from down there.
Right. You can see up your shorts. So you separate that, put your lineman rope in, this snaps back on, get your carabiner, you come in. Once that carabiner is through that, that's locked in, and you can check this so it should slide up. You should tug down and it should lock in place. That is what you're going to hook on to there. Tighten your carabiner up, and now you're good to go. So you adjust that, nice and safe.
Nice knee pads, Jake.
Like those are for when you're like.
Is that what those are for?
So you can angle your spine to get the shot you want to shoot. I think it's much more conducive to shooting well than shooting out of a tree stand. I'm glad we're practicing some real life stuff here because the pin float is a little extra right now, which just goes to show you being a backyard hero is easier than being an actual hero. This is kind of like that perfect practice that I think I'm pretty glad we're doing. And the only reason, to be honest, the only reason we're doing it is because we're making a YouTube video, which also helps us get ready. So there's my plug for you to make a YouTube channel. Stuff like this actually kind of forces the number because we got to be ready because you guys are getting ready.
All right, guys, so we got in my backyard in a safe setting. We're going to practice shooting the mini elk. This is my first time in the tethered saddle system. Platform's cool. You're obviously going to face the tree and be able to shoot here and pivot the other way. Yeah, so I would probably adjust this platform a little bit, but I think a lot of times you're going to have to be able to, like, the whole point of this is to be light, nimble, and be able to shoot several different shooting lanes. I like this system, and I'm going to set up to where I can be really stable. So I'm going to try one more shot here locked out like this.
How much of antelope are you going out for?
I kind of like this. Yeah, like you're saying, I would probably adjust this platform over more because I got 1 foot on it. But having your lineman's rope and then your safety rope, having both of those tight is kind of, I mean, you're pretty stable. You're not wobbling around a whole lot.
So anytime you find a spring, like especially where we hunt in Montana, it's really dry. Water resources are real low. A lot of times elk are drinking out of cattle troughs shared with grazing rights with cattle, or they're just in little seeps and there's no running water, there's no running creeks. Makes it really tough for backpack hunting as well. So we needed something lightweight, we needed something that's mobile, and we wanted a way to extend our hunting hours during the daylight when it's a lull. And a lot of times herd bulls especially will get their cows bedded and secured, and at some point during the day they will leave their cows, literally leave them to go get water for themselves or satellites. And so if you find a good wallow or waller or a spring and you can tell that the sign is real thick, or even a saddle, I can tell you how many wallows I've found in the last 20 years where it was awesome, but there's no way to get the wind right no matter what you did. It's just in a box swirly basin. So getting just 20 feet off the ground, getting that scent profile away, that scent cone maybe out of the bulls, might add some productive daylight hours. And it's a numbers game, it's an odds multiplier. If you put 3 or 4 hours a day elevated over the course of 2 weeks, that might be just what you need to get you that one hard-earned shot opportunity.